Out still bills, what's the deal, man? I'm back. I'm heading to go do a food run for La Familia. And it wasn't really nothing jumping this week, man. Boxing don't pick back up until next week, so I was chilling. But peep game, man, I want to talk about something, man. And so I was on Nuke's platform, of course, Friday or whatever. I'm always on Nuke, IBFP. Shout out to IBFP in the panel, you dig? I'm on there, and while I'm on there, we was talking about this whole situation with Dimitri Bivol and just how ridiculous it sounds or whatever. Just like why you running and doing all, just it was a lot of shit that was being said about Bivol and how they trying to make slander this dude's name in the tabloids, and a lot of it is predicated on how that situation with him and him and Benavidez went. It's just real game goofy shit. So it comes out that the dude had back surgery, much needed back surgery. He needed back surgery. And for some reason, like that's, and now granted, let's say this, right? Because I made a video and I didn't post it yet, and I'm not even going to post it. But I knew that he wasn't ducking no Bivol or no Better Biev, and I knew he damn sure wasn't ducking no Benavidez. But he did, Nuke was saying, yo, man, that's unprofessional for you to just back out of negotiations and not even just put it out there with your, what it is that you got going on in the now when we trying to get a fight over the line. That's understandable. And for that, you can reprimand him. And I take no issue with that. I take no issue with that whatsoever. However, motherfuckers need to owe him, you owe him an apology, man. Now, granted, as I stated before, David Benavidez is vindicated in his actions to getting him stripped because we wasn't going to get that fight, at least not in the now. We just wasn't going to get that fight. So it makes sense. The ends justify the means in that regard. And for that, I gotta hold that L. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of Benavidez, but gotta hold that L. He was right. He was justified. He was vindicated. He was righteous in that move. So you gotta give it up for him. But I never thought that was happening because Bivol was scared of Benavidez. I just never thought that. And even with all this shit going on, I still wasn't convinced of it. And I damn sure wasn't convinced that he was running from a Better Biev. You don't go 24 rounds with a nigga that you shook of, bro. He went 24 rounds with him. And the last time they met up back in February, man, he didn't fight like no scared man. He fought smart. Because as I stated before, when they fought, it was real, what's the word I'm looking for? He was, he was a lot smarter. He was a lot smarter. He knew when to turn it on and he knew when to shut it off. It was to the point where I remember one of the one of the commentators saying that they thought that his hands was broke because he wasn't throwing as much. So by the time we get to the middle rounds, that's where he just starts letting shit go. And it wasn't because of his hand being broke. He's understanding, man, I have to preserve myself for the later rounds because that's where, I gassed out last fight, you dig? So I got to be a little bit smarter in how I move. Just that small, minute adjustment is what got him that victory. And not only did it get him the victory, how he won was a lot more, I'm not going to say dominant because I think both fights were razor thin, and I thought both fights could have went either way. There was no wrong choice to make in either fight. But just how he fought, it was a lot more emphatic in that fight. And I think because of how he fought, his approach to that fight, a lot of people, they don't hold a grudge with him winning that fight because of how he was able to Better Biev up and just put punches together and command the middle of the ring. I'm like, yo, this is a different Bivol right here. So you don't do that and then turn around and duck the drama. Now, granted, I was trying to be considerate, like, man, if you're saying that you need to, and because I said this in my video that I'm not even gonna post, if what you're doing is because you just need to allow your body time to rest because all of the trauma that you went through in them 24 rounds, and y'all fought within y'all fought twice in 4 months. That's understandable, but just come out and say that. You gotta let it be known, man, because you got motherfuckers out here fighting on behalf of you, and we don't know nothing. We don't know nothing, and sure enough, it was because he got a back surgery. So motherfuckers need to come out their mouth and say, yo, you know what, Bivol, I was burnt the fuck out. My bad on that, my nigga. I was wrong as 2 left feet. Could you please accept my apology? Because I'm like, there's just no way you could have convinced me that homie was shook of anybody. You don't do what you don't fight how you fought. And you don't have the excess, you don't have the amount of success that you did in both of those fights and be scared of somebody. Better Biev outlined everybody in chalk until he fought you, but he's scared of Better Biev. That just never really added up to me. That never really added up to me, man. Motherfuckers be saying anything. So, no, I was never convinced that he was scared of either of these dudes. I was never convinced. I was never convinced whatsoever, but I'm like, we do need to know what the fuck is going on. I ain't saying that you owe us that, but it would be, it would be a lot more relieving to know what exactly is going on. And now we know. I don't know why they decided to keep it under wraps. That's their prerogative. It's understandable, whatever, but it still was bothering me. I'm like, Dad, what's going on with the homie, man? Because I know the homie ain't shook. I know for a fact the homie ain't shook. But he didn't come out and let that shit be known, man. So it left everybody up to their imagination and to speculate. So, it is what it is. But now that we got clarification on the situation, my nigga, let's put this narrative to bed that he was running from Better Biev. Let's put this narrative to bed that he was running from, that he's scared of David Benavidez. Let's stop playing games. And while we putting that narrative to bed, we can also in tandem give David Benavidez an apology and let it be known, bro, yeah, you was right. It's all good. You was right. You was right. You was right. We can do both. You can do two things can be true at once, even if those things contradict each other. I had to come to the realization a couple of lives back that Callum Smith did duck David Benavidez. But David Benavidez ducked Callum Smith. You dig? So it's two things. It's one of them two situations where two things can be true at once. Callum did duck, and I'm going to have to go back on Fight Sport and let that be known. Yeah, he did, because there were certain things that I missed in that interview. He did duck David. But David ducked Callum too. And it just is what it is, man. So, two things can be true at once. Benavidez was right in getting bivol stripped, but it ain't because bivol was running from him, and he's not running from Better Biev. The dude needed surgery, and it just wasn't going to get done in that manner at the time. So it just is what it is, man. So I'm glad the dude had a successful surgery. I don't know when the next fight is going to take place. I don't even think off of that surgery he should go into a Better Biev fight. I think he should, get him a little tune-up in, and it's looking like we getting like Better Biev. If David Benavidez is able to get through Anthony Yard, we already got the two fights mapped out for Better Biev. So I think bivol, take about 8 weeks off, get back in the gym and try and get, squeeze a fight in by, November or December. So you go back into that, shit, man, I ain't even get, no, it could be November. No, yeah, November, because a fight with Better Biev and Benavidez, that shit ain't necessarily it's not etched in stone as of yet. It's, that's just, it's in the plan. It's in the plan. It's in the plans. But if I wouldn't mind seeing Better Biev versus Benavidez, and then have bivol take, brawl out with the winner of Callum Smith and David Morrell. I wouldn't mind that at all. So either or, I'm with whatever, man. But motherfuckers need to come out their mouth and let it be known that bivol, my bad, I'm fucked up, and throw roses at his feet. Forever thinking that man is ducking anybody. Fuck out of here. I think bivol can fight at cruiserweight. I think he's skilled enough to fight at cruiserweight. And with the way that he was punching, with Better Biev, I think he can fight at cruiserweight. I honestly do. He has the size. He has the style. Outside of Jai, who you got beating fucking bivol at cruiserweight, bro? I think he'd run drills on a Chris Billum Smith. I think he can fight at cruiserweight. That's just me. That's how I feel about it, man. So, but I say that to say, Dimitri Bivol ain't running from no motherfucking body. Y'all might want, just get that out your head. Fuck out of here, man. But this dude just ran a scooter up the motherfucking grass. That shit crazy, man. But that's how I'm feeling about it. I'm about to go in here and grab this Texas Roadhouse and get back home and watching my scary movies. I'm doing a horror movie marathon today. So I'll get with y'all later. Y'all be easy. Deuces.